champions! Champions of Europe finally! History made in Istanbul! The treble complete!
History makers! For the first time ever, an English club have won 4 titles in a row!
Hello everybody, welcome back to Typical City, another watch along, and is it going to be another loss? I have to wait and see. What the fuck, man, the run we're in right now, the run, it's getting beyond a joke now, isn't it? It's lost its humour. We are at that point now as Manchester City fans where we've got to start laughing, self-deprecation, it's that time. This is very much Typical City time. The original meaning for Typical City is what I'm talking about. You know, back in the day, the things we used to do was this. Win 4 Premier League titles in a row, then the next season we enter into relegation form. We've done this before. We've genuinely won a league title and been relegated the next season. We're not going to get relegated this season. Obviously, I say that. When I say obvious, nothing is obvious this season, but surely there's too many worse teams than Manchester City to get relegated. But I'm telling you what, if we carry on like this for the rest of the season, we will very much end up in the bottom half of the Premier League table, definitely. There's no two ways about it, because the form just isn't good enough to stay in the top half. I think we are going to turn a corner, though. I think eventually, you know, law of averages and all that, we will turn a corner. But I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's enjoying their Christmas, and I hope this result gets 3 points on the board for Manchester City so we can all chill Christmas Day, knowing that the most recent football match that Manchester City took part in was a Manchester City win. You know, I would love that to happen. I would love it. I would absolutely Kevin Keegan it. I really would. But I mean, the midfield that Aston Villa are going to put in the middle of the park against this Manchester City side today is going to be like, wow. I think there's a lot of strength in there. The team they've picked looks very physical, very powerful midfield. Pace on the attack. He's gone for Duran. He seems to always bring on John Duran as the super sub, doesn't he? It does Villa. So, I mean, yeah, I'm concerned about the fact that they've actually decided to start Duran. I mean, every time he plays, everything he touches ends up in the back of the net. So that big number 9 Colombian is hopefully not going to do the business for Aston Villa today, but I'm concerned. I can't lie. I'm very concerned that the team news for City is mixed. 50 changes we've made this season now as a result of these changes Pep Guardiola has made. Now, some of them you can look at and call it maybe a little bit of tinkering, a little bit of overly analysing the situation, making too many changes in a Manchester City side without being forced. But I'd say the majority are forced, which is a real indication of how poor our injury form is this season and just how unlucky we've been in certain aspects. There's an element of bad luck in City's form right now, but there's certainly an element of just lack of quality. And I mean, there's no sport in the world. Well, in football, it seems to be when you win, we celebrate as a team, don't we? But when we lose, we point the fingers at individuals, and individuals cop for it. Yet someone has to take the blame, whether it's Pep Guardiola or Mateus Nunes the other day against United. Those individuals have to cop for it. But when we win, it's always about City the club, City the team. We are the best. You know, those circumstances. So we have to look at it the same way when we lose. That there is no one reason why we keep losing this. There's no one player that we can keep blaming. There's so many reasons as to why Manchester City keep losing. So, yeah, I think we're in that boat right now, and it's the same reason, Pep, sticking with that same vein of thought, I think that's why Pep Guardiola has made 50 changes this season. One, to try and find something new, a little spark or something to ignite the Manchester City season, and had his hand forced as well with the number of injuries that we've been going up against. But good to see you guys in the chat. Hope everyone's doing well. Make sure you hit that like button if you've just tuned in, and consider subscribing if you're new as well. There is a link in the description to become a member if you really want to support Typical City this Christmas. Then become a YouTube member of Typical City, and you're supporting me and the channel, helping it grow and whatnot. But that team, bro, says True Blue. Yeah, I mean, I'll get onto the team news in a minute, but good to see you, Ryan, as well. If we go, I've got to talk to you about that, because Bruno Guimaraes ain't happening in January, apparently, because the breaking news this morning was that Sam Lee has announced that Manchester City are not well, they're not interested. It's just not likely to happen for either Bruno Guimaraes or Martin Zubamendi. So the two big names that I think Manchester City fans wanted to see at least one of them in a Manchester City shirt in February ain't happening. Ain't happening. Now, the reason behind that for me is you can start speculating. You can start pointing at the 115. You can start looking at Manchester City's ambitions as a club and having a go at cheeky. But I feel like if there was a deal out there that if City spent 85 million, Bruno Guimaraes is a Manchester City player, I feel like City would pay that right now. I feel like now is the time. It's so obvious, and because it's so obvious, I feel like it must be something else. It must be the fact that there is always two parties in every deal. You know, as much as it's like, well, we're waving our wand, why is it not happening? Because Newcastle are going waving their wand to Bruno Guimaraes as well and saying, nope, sorry, ain't happening. No is the answer. 85 million? No. Do you want 100 million? No. No, I'm sorry. What do you keep doing? You just keep asking. You can't. If they keep saying no, eventually we'll get to a figure that's not doable, you know, and we'll break the PSR and break Manchester City's financial regulations, which we have to abide by to make sure we don't get docked points, you know. So the priority is obviously to sign the best quality players as we can in January, but these clubs that are selling these players, they don't want to lose those players. These are players that level of player is normally a summer player, which is why I was surprised to hear that City were in for him in January, but that was the strong rumours as of a week ago. But Sam Lee dropping the bombshell this morning that ain't happening. It's not happening, so I can't pretend I'm not devastated by that news. It's really, really bad. We're now starting to look at lesser players, potential loans, which concerns me. I do think these top-level superstars as well, they'll want confirmation about the off-the-field situation for Manchester City as well. They will absolutely want to know what's the situation with the 115? Are you going to be a Premier League club next season? And if City say, yeah, we are, and they say, well, have I just got to take your word for it? Yes, you do, unfortunately. Yeah. How do you persuade them? You can't present the court case to them because there's no verdict. You know? Yeah, I mean, how do you persuade these players that they are going to be Manchester City players for the foreseeable future at the top of the game in terms of the Premier League? So, again, it's a difficult situation in January where I feel like a lot of City fans will just point the finger at cheeky now and ignore all the circumstances I've just given you. The fact that the selling club needs to want to sell. Do they even want to sell? Very unlikely. Getting deals at that level of quality players, very, very difficult in January. That's one factor. The 115 factor, again, ignoring that, Cheeky can do nothing about that. He can do absolutely nothing about that. So, yeah, as much as I think if there was a player out there that's, like I said, Bruno G for 85 million, if Newcastle would accept that amount of money, I think City would pay that. I just feel like they're turning their nose up at that sort of money, Newcastle. So, yeah, heartbreaking news, really, because I thought this January transfer was going to reignite something. City have to go. They have to do something. Have to do something. Now, what is the next subject? Really, is who? I mean, Kimmich for 10 million apparently. How about now? Back? Oh, I've got two things now. Bear with me. Fuck you know. What a disaster. No way! It's already started and they've nearly scored. Right, there we go. Right, that should be better. How's that? Is that better? Is that better? Can you hear me? Fucking disaster, man. Whole fucking blackout again. So there's proof. As if I would disappear before the game even started. So there's proof I didn't just disappear on you in the Manchester derby. You know what I mean? What a disaster. What a disaster I'm having right now. There's other things I need to sort out because I've jumped onto my laptop now in case this packs in as well. Because... Hang on. Sorry, everybody. This is so rubbish, isn't it? Like, let me just... Yeah, there you go. Good to see you, Phil. Just needed to pick a chat. So the chat's working. You can hear me. Corner ball to Villa. Fucking nearly 1-0 to Villa as well. They've just hit the bar. They've just hit the bar. I'm so glad I'm back, man. I managed to resume the stream as well. Unbelievable. Unbelievable what's going on with my my technology and whatnot today. I can't believe it. Honestly. But here we are. We're back. Try and get that to work as well. What a disaster I'm having. What an absolute disaster. Right, can we concentrate on the game now? Piss off, you. You. Absolutely piss off. I don't blame you, to be honest. Second corner ball to Aston Villa. Deep one. It's over the bar again. We're under the cosh. We're under the cosh here. I'm more happy that I managed to salvage this stream because I was so close to just being like, fuck it, man. If the computer's not going to... If the house is just going to bail on me. No way. What a save. That is by Ortega, by the way. From the original corner. What a save by Stefan Ortega. The goal line technology made it look like the ball was just in. Please hit that like button to cheer me up, Blues, because I need it big time. So many of you stuck around as well. Big up to all of you. Ball in, and it's over the bar again. Not started the timer either, so there's that. There's another problem. So we'll sort that out right now as well. Bear with me. Let's get it sorted. What do we need? We need stopwatch, and we need time. Let's put it on. What minute are we on now? It's 3 minutes. So if I put it on 3 minutes, once the third minute starts, I'll click go, and then we're away. We're away. Big up to everybody in the chat for sticking around, by the way. Thank you very, very much for showing your loyalty towards me. It's massively, massively appreciated. 3 minutes is approaching, so in a minute the timer will be in sync, I will be in sync, you will be in sync, and we'll all be happy watching a stream, and hopefully the power doesn't just go again. Do you know what I mean? What a crap situation this is. There we go. 3 minutes, clock is ticking, we're in sync, everything's in sync. So yeah, like I was saying, I carried on. Yeah, so the team, basically, the changes that's been made, 50. I don't know if you heard that bit. I can't remember at what point it was said, basically. But 50 changes for this team has been made. Pep Guardiola, 50 over the course of the season. So a lot of that's been forced with the injuries that we've been going up against. But, I mean, he does like to tinker as well. But, yeah, I mean, that's the most in the Premier League, by the way. 50 is more than any other side in the whole Premier League. So you don't win trophies if you're making that many changes. You think about, obviously, Leicester is a massive exaggeration, but their consistency over the course of that season was what won them the league. It was the same 11 week in, week out. Now, we don't need to play the same 11 week in, week out because we have world-class players on the bench, or we at least did have world-class players on the bench. But the amount of rotation that has to have taken place this season because of the circumstances, it's no coincidence we are where we are with the amount of tweaks that are continued to be made. But I feel like we've had a bit of luck in this game so far with us being still at 0-0, 3 corners from Aston Villa. Jack Grealish into the penalty area, whips one, and it's well wide of the mark. But not a bad effort from Jack Grealish. At least a good positive intentions there from Jack Grealish. Yeah, so I hope everyone's good. Church, good to see you, mate. Those 6-0 predictions, mate, are in the bin. In the bin. But that start from Villa. The save from Ortega. Also, there was someone. Who was it? He might not be here now, and I don't blame him, to be honest, if he's done one. But Ben, I saw your chat, as well as Micah as well. Hey, bud, here we go again. Oh, Jack Grealish. It's cleared. Thank you very much for the super chat, Micah, mate. Good to see you. Hope you're good. You're always popping in with the super chats, mate. Your very kind donations are really, really appreciated. Here come Aston Villa, long ball. McGinn, and brilliant interception there by Manuel Akanji. John McGinn found a little pocket of space down that right-hand side. Tried to feed it across the edge of the area into John Duran. And, yeah, intercepted by Manuel Akanji. Good bit of defending by Manuel there. Probably would have been offside, actually, Duran, if it had reached him. But we'll never know now. Because Manuel does the business. Anyway, it was Ben's birthday. There he is. Ben, is it your birthday today, mate? Did you say you're 18? It's your 18th birthday tomorrow, mate. So, happy birthday to you, mate. Happy birthday. Have a good one, mate. I just saw it at the beginning and I made a mental note to say happy birthday to you, mate. Ball in again, corner ball. It's cleared. And that's not going anywhere. That out for a goal kick to City. But yeah, team news. Let me get the old notes up again because I can give you. I mean, as if you don't know the team already. The game's like 6 minutes old. So look at that. Look at that save from Ortega. How close was that? Whoa, we're talking millimeters. It was fired in. I think it was Pau Torres at the near post. Near post. He has to duck down like that, and he flicks it goal bound, flying into the near post top corner. Ortega with a big left hand tips it onto the bar, clips the, and as it hits the bar, the ball's like, this is the line, and the ball's like that, mate. Most of the ball is in the goal, but not the whole ball. A tiny, we're talking that same amount as, probably not quite as little as that. Remember John Stones' clearance against Liverpool where Sadio Mane and Edison, that was a disaster between those two. John Stones booting it like, or Edison booting it off, can't remember who kicked the ball off who, but I think it was either John Stones kicking the ball off Edison, and a quick throw in here for Villa. Quick shot as well, saved by Ortega again. So yeah, unbelievable. Sorry for everyone. I feel so guilty about the start. I need to sort this, man. I need to move house. That's what I need to do. I need to move house. And that's on the cards. Long ball over the top. Good to see you, Gary. How you doing, mate? Haaland's picked up a long ball here. He's down by the left-hand side. Gets it inside to Gundo. I'm buzzing. I managed to salvage the stream. To be honest, I didn't realise it stuck around. I thought once someone disappears, it's just gone. What was left behind? Was it just like a black screen, or was it like my stupid face? Like amateur. Do you know what I need to do as well? I need to turn off this share mouse because it's going to do my head in. Right. Fucking all over the place this morning. All over the place. It's very, very stupid, Kev. It's as stupid as a face can possibly be, to be honest. This face. I can pull all sorts of weird faces, man. It's like elastic. My skin's like a fucking... It's like scrotum skin, my face. Do you know what I mean? It's like super stretched. What? Where are we going? Where's this channel going? Do you know what I mean? Where is it going? Some of the shit that I've come out with lately is absolutely unsubscribed worthy, isn't it? Honestly. Micah, again with the super chat. Loving the support, mate. Thank you very much. Do super chats help in any way, like how clicking on the like button does? Also, congratulations on 24k. Thank you very much. I think everything helps. Any sort of ball in from Foden is a good one. Pau Torres up in the air, but it's not cleared completely. Eventually, Duran still not cleared. It's still bouncing around in the penalty area. People jumping around everywhere, trying the ball's just like total chaos, and it's eventually cleared, but only half because City still have the ball and are on the attack with Kovacic. Couldn't see because Kovacic has grown his hair out there, hasn't he? I couldn't tell who that was then because he's properly grown his hair out, hasn't he, a bit? But yeah, any sort of communication with a super chat, just the fact that you're in the chat, anything really helps with YouTube as long as people want to see and talk to me and stuff. Then it's always going to be a good thing. So yeah, anything like that, Mike, is massively appreciated. Thank you, mate. There you go. You're absolutely correct. I feel like my appearance is probably the most discussed thing on this channel. Do you reckon all the other football content creators have their appearance discussed as much as mine? Like how much, what I look like? It's like John Cena, red ears, Dumbo ears. I mean, I've done it to myself, really. I said I've got scrotum skin for a face, so yeah. I've kind of dug my own grave there a little bit, didn't I? But beyond the like what? In terms of self-deprecation, I'm only joking, mate. I'm just having a laugh. Big up Jeff with the super chat. Ball free kick in, and it's cleared by Rodgers. City want a penalty. City want a penalty for something. Something's gone on there. Conser's, you can lip read him if you can. He just went, that's a fucking foul. That's what he said. Jeff, thanks for the super chat, mate. 2-1 City, own goal to take the lead. Come on, City. You weren't a million miles away there because there was a ball in and awkwardly cleared by Rodgers. It's a corner ball to City. I don't think City are going to get that penalty. I don't even know what we were crying about there, to be honest. But I mean, I will take any win that will do. The downside to today's stream is you're going to have a little bit of background noise because that laptop sounds like a bloody jet engine. So, yeah, you're going to have a bit of a noise, which is annoying. So, sorry about that. But Gundo with the ball. It's poor corner ball. How many corners have hit the front man this season? So many. So many. And we've conceded a lot of goals from our own corners as well this season, just being hit on the counter-attack from our own corner. And more often than not, it's a poor corner that's hit the near post, but an opportunity to cross the ball for Jack Grealish now. Down the left-hand side. With Onana to beat, gets it into Kovacic. Kovacic with a drive straight into Martinez's clutched arms like that, and he gathers the ball. But Kovacic is showing a little bit of positivity there, showing a bit of bravery, having a little pop from distance. Why not? Why not? Ah, cheers, Beyond the Cosmos. Appreciate that, mate. Handsome man, I saw you the other day at the Aston Villa preview. You looked fine. I'm not gay. And even if you were, mate, it's fine. You know? Everyone's welcome on this channel. Everyone's welcome on this channel. Well, that's the thing. Straight men today, we still have that level of uncomfortableness, don't we? Like, if we said another man is like, he's a good-looking man. Like, I'm not afraid to say it. I know Jeff in the chat. Jeff's a good-looking bloke. Sent me a picture of his beautiful face. I am not a homosexual, but I know a good-looking man when I see one. It doesn't make me uncomfortable to say that. But I do feel like it's still like a lot of straight men find it uncomfortable, don't they? It's fine. It's cool. Don't worry. I'll make sure I tell the missus that there's a load of men in my chat that'll think I'm good-looking. I'm sure she'll be buzzing about that. So, there you go. I don't know why I started drinking in the middle of a laugh. Nearly choked on it then. That's such stupid behaviour. I started laughing then. This is a good time to have a drink. Fucking hell. There he is. There he is. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Should we talk about a bit of football? John Stones, what a handsome man on the ball right now. What a sexually attractive man John Stones is. Come on, let's sort this out. Where are we going here? Where's this chat going? Back to farts. That's where it needs to go. Let's deviate. Let's deviate this conversation. Jack Grealish, he's got a lot of space out there, Jackie boy has, and he's got the ball again. He's got two men to beat. He's had it taken off him a bit too easily there, but City have grown in the game in the last, 13 minutes? Since that first couple of minutes from Aston Villa, from those three corners eventually coming into the box that looked like we were going to concede any minute. And we were thinking, here we go, 1-0 down really early on. But we've actually grown in the game, controlled the game a little bit, had a shot, a couple of free kicks, caused not great, anything to get too excited about. But there's been okay. Ooh, fucking hell again. Just shut your mouth, Johnny. Ortega nearly got caught on the ball there. That's a foul on Jack Grealish, that referee. Matty Cash just absolutely floored him. No intention to win the ball. No intention whatsoever. No, on the left. On the left. Good to see you, Isa, mate. How you doing, bud? Yeah, so in terms of what the team actually is, we've got Ortega, Rico Lewis at right back, Akanji and Stones in the middle, Gvardiol at left back, Gundogan sort of left central midfield, Kovacic in the middle as the lone central defensive midfielder, and Foden sort of tucked in alongside him. I've gone for it's more of a 4-2-3-1. Gundogan and Kovacic in front of the back four, really on paper, but the game's not really playing out like that because Rico's pushed into defensive midfield. As you can see right now, he's right in the middle of the pitch right now. If you're watching when I'm watching, and Gundo's pushed forward a little bit. So that 4-2-3-1 that's on your screen right now isn't really, especially when we have the ball, it's not going to look like that. But yeah, Foden's high up the pitch. Bernardo's on the right, Grealish on the left. But yeah, it's that midfield from Aston Villa that concerns me. Oh, Villa are in. One ball right through the middle of us. It's a great ball. And it's surely it's 1-0, and it is. It's 1-0. Carved us open. Absolute. It's the same old. I've seen this story. I've seen this story a million times this season already. Right through the middle of our defence, mate. One pass. Just carved us open. It's like a hot knife through butter. Simple as that. That's so disturbing to see how easy that was. That was so easy. It was Rodgers makes a run and a pass right through the middle of the defence, sends him through on goal. And then it's some sweaty FIFA goal where you just pass it to this player that's to the side of you. John Duran waiting there for a tap-in. Ortega tried his best to make himself big, but Duran gets a little bit of air on the shot and just guides it over the diving body of Ortega. 1-0 Aston Villa. I don't know why I bothered coming back to this stream, to be honest. Like, fuck, you know. Jesus Christ. Don't forget to hit the like button. Are you surprised? Is anyone surprised in this scoreline at all? Like, honestly. Good to see you, sub 2, mate. How you doing? Top man. Good to see you. This is like... It's getting ridiculous now, isn't it? And I don't think people, like I said in the preview, I don't think this is the time to be like, right, that's it. Everyone has their limits. Everyone has different, like, limitations to what they're willing to accept from their football team. That's a foul, referee. How many times, man? But I think everyone needs to give Pep and the club until January to really understand what the circumstances are. There's no point like changing your opinion now at this point when it's like one game later into this tragic run that we're in, because January is the only thing that's got any chance of fixing this, and even then it's like it's not going to fix much, you know. It's really not, really not. Good to see you, G. No, terrible time. Thanks, mate. You too, mate. That's it, Dal. That's it. Energy is a concern for this Manchester City side at the minute. Energy. Free kick taken quickly. Ortega's going to win that, surely. Yeah, sloppy from Villa. Wasted free kick from Aston Villa. Am I deluded to think that there was a little 5-minute spell where City looked good in that first opening 20 minutes? There was a little spell where it was like, we're okay here, we're doing okay. There's some good intentions, good runs. Got a shot away off Kovacic. It was like, oh, it's okay. It's nothing great, but it's okay. Bernardo Silva trying to beat his fullback Lucas Digne. Ricochets back off Bernardo Silva and out for a throw-in to Villa. But yeah, call me deluded. I thought there was some positivity in that first 20 minutes. I'm clutching at straws a little bit, potentially. But, oh, mate, looking at that run from... They've given us a camera angle here. from behind the goal. Martinez with one pass into Tielemans. Free as a bird, Tielemans in the middle of the park. He turns with all the space in the world and just plays a ball right through the middle of Rico Lewis and Akanji, and Kovacic, who's in no man's land. He's either got to be on Tielemans or on Morgan Rogers, who's making the run. He had neither, Kovacic, in that situation. He wasn't marking Tielemans to press him, to prevent him from turning round, and he thought, well, if you're not doing that, then surely you're marking the run behind, because he's the danger man now. Now you've not done that job of closing your man down in front of you. You've got to make sure you don't let the man in behind you. To get caught in between the two of them was really poor. And Kovacic, with a sloppy touch there, nearly got caught there. Not a great start from Kovacic. We've seen a shot from him, at least, which I called positive, because it was. Got it on target, at least. But having looked at that goal properly now, Kovacic, mate, where were you? This defensive midfield, or lack of defensive midfield, is, again, just so obviously the problem. It's anyone can see it. It's so clear. Gutted. Still, it's only 1-0 for now. For now. Maybe that'll change. Yep, it probably will. It'll probably be 2-0. That's probably how it will change. God, fucking hell. It's mad how much things have changed being a City fan in the last, 6 months. Going from the greatest side on planet Earth to this absolute travesty. Unbelievable. Just a good goal, Jonny. We will win today out of the shadow. Yeah, I'm not sure it was that good a goal, but I'm hopeful as well, mate. I'm still hopeful. Call me deluded, but yeah, I'm not sure. It was avoidable. It was a good move in from a Villa perspective. Yeah, good run from Morgan Rogers. Good ball from Tielemans. Composure by Morgan Rogers to see Duran. And then the finish from Duran was reasonable because, I mean, Ortega made himself big. He had to get it over Ortega's body to get that into the back of the City net. But yeah, I mean, it's so avoidable from a City perspective. So avoidable. Make sure you're hitting that like button, Blues, if you've just tuned in. Bernardo Silva's beaten Lucas Digne, but he's got back, so he hasn't got any speed, has he? So once he beats a player, then the cross is deflected up in the air awkwardly. Gundogan tries to bring it under control. Foden wants a handball. Akanji wanted a handball. Don't think you're getting it, though, because it looked to be in a natural position to me. Foden switches it to Grealish. Brings it down on his chest. Grealish inside, looking for options. City look camouflaged, to be honest. This kit, we look with, especially with the sunlight hitting the pitch. It's hard to pick out City players. Not as quickly, you know what I mean? There's no contrasting colour, do you know what I mean? A long ball there, I'm not sure who played that. Was it Kovacic or Akanji looking for Gvardiol, who made the run, diagonal run towards Martinez, but he got it all wrong, Manuel did. Alanis, imagine City not signing anybody. They're fucking about with it at the back here. Cleared. Imagine City not signing anyone in January. We be dead. We have to sign somebody. I mean, I'll be gutted if it's loans, because that's a real concern for me, but I'm starting to think that the 115 charges... I am confident. Internally, I think Manchester City are confident. Externally, you're looking at the players we're trying to sign. How do they know? Do you know what I mean? How do they know that we are going to get cleared of all the charges, and explaining it to them and just asking them to trust us, take our word for it, you know? So maybe loans might be an option. Grealish has got a bit lucky here. Ricochet, Jack Grealish with an awful effort. I mean, that's a shot, Grealish. It's gone out for a throw-in. It's gone out for a throw-in. Haaland nearly scored from the shot. He tried to head it, Haaland. But that's an awful effort from Jack Grealish there. That's a shot, isn't it? Shot? Yeah, that's a shot, mate. Come on. Fucking hell, mate. I don't know. He's smiling. That's embarrassment. You're smiling because you're embarrassed, Jack. Because you know what you've done. Any footballer that kicks the ball out for a throw-in when you're having a shot should be having a word with themselves. Do you know what I mean? I tell you what, Villa have not been that good themselves, you know. They've been messing around with it at the back. They've not been that good. It doesn't take much to beat this City side, though. You don't need to be good to beat us. You don't. You really, really don't. Be back in a few, everyone. Have to handle something at work. Hope to come back. Oh, Jeff, don't go, Jeff. See you shortly, mate. Rico Lewis. He's gone straight back into the starting 11 after picking up that red card against Palace. This is just the season to suffer, isn't it? It really is. Foden keeps trying to make this run, you know, and he's done it 2 or 3 times now, Phil Foden, and there's zero bravery from some of these players in the back line for Manchester City. Because there's been a ball on there, little dink over the top. Villa have got a reasonably high line when we're on the halfway line. Phil Foden's made 2 or 3 runs into a really good avenue of space. And there's just no bravery from them because they don't have any confidence. They're scared. Every pass has got to be super safe. Fucking about with it again. Nearly got caught on the ball there. John Stone's got a really important touch, but Villa nearly pounced and they'd have been in on goal. But that diagonal ball, City keep going for it. Got it right this time. Jack Grealish is going to keep that in, surely. Closed down by Matty Cash. Grealish keeps the ball. Gets it into Kovacic. Across the field to Akanji. Into Haaland, who's drifted a little wider than he'd probably like to. Yep, it's exactly like this. Exactly, except we didn't expect much. Ball in, and it's cleared by Pau Torres, but just about. Bernardo Silva is going to keep that alive. He's got absolutely no pace, Bernardo Silva. No pace at all. He's like a little puppy running, do you know what I mean? He has got no pace. He was never quick. But this year has been such a noticeable decline in his, like, athleticism. He can't run. He doesn't seem to be able to dribble with the ball. He never once he beats a player, they just turn around and a couple of steps later they've caught him up. He was so favourite to win that ball then as the ball was going out for a throw-in, and John Duran just sprinted from about a 20-yard... Oh! Martinez comes out and picks up the loose pieces. But Villa have been dodgy at the back, you know. They've been really, like, casual with some of the football that they've been playing, and we've not taken advantage of a situation numerous times. Yeah, it's kind of been like that, Mullet Daddy, to be honest, so far. There's been a lack of bravery from some of these players. Good ball into Haaland. Oh, fucking hell, Haaland, mate. He got to lay it off better than that. That was so poor from Haaland. He just needed to cushion it. Foden would have made a run, but instead the layoff from Haaland. Kovacic wins a tackle in midfield, gets it into Haaland, and the layoff to Foden was simple. Again, it's so sloppy. There's so much like little passes just going like 5 yards to the side of players, and then the players going, oh no, I've made a mistake again. Oh no, I've made a mistake again. Oh, fucking hell. How do you recover? You just need time off. You know, you need to go away and stop playing football for a month. But when do we get the opportunity to do that? We've got no pre-season. Just get this season over, man. I want to get through it as quick as we can now. Get into next season. I'm already looking to next season. And just get through this. Somehow get top 4. There's that run again. There's that run again. Akanji, just look. This time it was Gundogan and Haaland both making similar runs. A little dink over the top. Just give it a go. I know, yeah, sometimes just ignore Pep. Ignore what Pep's saying. Just go for the odd thing. Vincent Kompany, thunder bastard against Leicester. Do you think Pep was telling him, have a dig, mate. 30 yards out, mate. You're our centre-back. You're going to hit the top corner, aren't you? Once in a while, just try something different. Clearly, we are in a situation where differences are a total necessity. Again, that long ball. How's Jack Grealish even kept that in? Brilliant from Jack Grealish, but he's actually sent Cash away by doing a back heel on the byline. But the ball from Bernardo Silva was nothing short of shite. To give him a chance, mate. Give him a chance. It's really frustrating. Watch, this is becoming like... It's an epidemic. It's a virus within this squad. Really poor. Really, really poor. It is endless, John. Football never ends. But it changes. It never ends, but it always, always changes. Nothing stays the same forever in football. Absolutely not. It will change. We will get back to winning ways. It's just a matter of when. And the more this carries on for in this season, the closer that form is dragged into next season, which is why I would like City to get some business done in January, alleviate the concerns in summer. There's that long ball again to Jack Grealish. He's actually a good ball this time. He can actually bring it under control and take on his fullback, which he does. Dinks in a left foot cross, and it's cleared. Rico Lewis just about gets a toe on it to send it back to John Stones. But City have dominated the football, but I mean, nothing new there. We always do. And it's meant absolutely nothing in the previous 11 games in which we've won one of them. We've had the majority of possession in, I would argue, all of them, and it means nothing. It means nothing. So, it needs to be better. It needs to be better from City, this does. Yeah, David, I did that when the third goal went in against Spurs. Did anyone notice the body language? That tells me all I need to know about this team and the predicament that we're in. It's so hard, mate. I don't know what to do when it becomes a psychological problem. It's a mental well-being, but when you're talking about a psychological problem for a group of human beings to overturn collective mentalities. It's difficult. When you're a tennis player or a golf player, do you know what I mean? Like, you're an individual sport. You know, you only need to look at yourself, go and see a therapist, and it's you and you alone who can fix it. But if you go onto that pitch with a supersonic mentality that you're a believer, you believe in yourself, you know what you're going to do. Let's pick a name out of the hat. Let's say Kovacic today's playing with a supersonic mentality. He's got 10 other players that have got to match him. I'm not saying Kovacic is playing with a strong mentality, because so far he's not. But he's offside there, surely, yeah. But to get a whole squad of players to all sing from the same hymn sheet in terms of confidence is a very difficult task, and one that I don't think Pep Guardiola's ever really had to do, because he's never had to pick up a losing squad like this before. So Pep's got his work cut out for him to turn this round. There you go, that's it. Brave from Jack Grealish. One run from Foden. It was poor from Phil Foden eventually, but I'm applauding the effort from Jack Grealish. Foden made the run. Grealish saw it. He went for the ball. Foden's touch was poor. Villa are bloody coming forward now. Anana. Foden needed to do a lot better from that. But, I mean, Foden's had absolutely nothing to do all game, and he's made that run 4 or 5 times. Finally now, someone's tried to find him. Give him a chance to actually get involved in the game a little bit. And it was poor from Phil Foden. Once he got into a little pocket of space, could have done much better than that. But still, I'm applauding the effort, because that's the thing. We need to get back to basics now, don't we? We really do. Oh, ball in. John Duran. Akanji's been fouled, has he? Surely. Yeah, he's been fouled, yeah. He just bullied Akanji then. Absolutely bullied him. I'm doing it right now, mate. I think all City fans are just done. Shitting themselves now, aren't we, after every game? I've gone beyond the fear of games anymore. Like, oh, because I've just grown to expect this run of form that we're in has become predictable. So when anything becomes predictable, you get into a comfort zone of that way of thinking. Do you know what I mean? I don't think any City fan was expecting to win this game. You know, I'm sure there's been a few hopeful thoughts here and there. I was hopeful that we could do something in this game, but it's not hardly a surprise, is it? Jack Grealish maintaining that width again, probably the 6th, 7th maybe. Long diagonal ball, on the money this time from Phil Foden out to Jack Grealish, but back into the midfield, like Mullet said a minute ago, and we're going to do it again in a minute, when Jack Grealish gets that ball switched out to him. Foden now with an opportunity, drives into midfield, gets it back off Rico Lewis. Phil Foden! Oh, saved by Martinez, and it's a big save as well. I swear that was finding the bottom corner. Fucking hell, that was a good move. Good move. Well played, Rico, to get that ball back to Phil Foden. But you saw then Kovacic just going, like that. It's like, the whole world's against us. We've got to stop that now. We've got to start thinking, no, the world's not against us. You're against you. You need to sort your own game out. Do you know what I mean? We're our own worst enemies now. Now we've got to look at ourselves. We can't have this sympathetic, oh, woe is me, the smallest violin in the world needs to be played for us because everything's going wrong for us. Yeah, it is. So what? Get on with it. Get on with it. Just be stronger than that. Gundogan, short corner. Into Bernardo. Out to Jack Grealish. That's poor from Jack Grealish. We're in big trouble here. Big trouble, Jack Grealish. What have you done here, mate? Sloppy from Jack Grealish. Another corner where Aston Villa are very likely going to score a goal from our own fucking corner, cleared by Josko. It's a joke, man. How many times have we just been... And Gundogan's had it taken off him now. He had the ball. We cleared the danger. How have we still got... And Villa have got the ball back now. I say I'm absolutely mental watching this City side. It is mental. This confidence is just shot, isn't it? They're all just so deflated. Has anyone got any suggestions in the chat? Get in the chat. Let me know. What would you do to fix a side so devoid of confidence? Is there any suggestions that you can think of? Like, my bollocks one was Alton Towers, wasn't it? That's ridiculous. Foden into Grealish. How long do you want there, Jack? Right, they're all doing this. Right, Jack Grealish has got Matty Cash booked because it has been numerous fouls now on Jack Grealish there. It's an obvious foul. But the whole City team did this whole, like charging at the referee. Yeah, there's an obvious the world is against us mentality. And not the good kind. Do you know what I mean? Like, superstition. You know, when you start thinking the world's against us superstitiously, then you go insane. If you start thinking like that, then you're in long ball again, looking for Grealish, this time intercepted by Matty Cash. This tactic's getting old quickly. Hey, but what a save from Ortega that was in the first minute of the game, by the way. That was a proper moment, that was. You're thinking that maybe the luck is going to go our way in this game with a save like that, but nope. Foden. Again, long switch to Jack Grealish. Loads of space for Jack Grealish here, going one-on-one with Matty Cash. Jack Grealish with the effort. Saved by Martinez. So that's 2 sighters now for Jack Grealish. Hopefully the third one is going to find the back of the net, because this one, the first one went out for a throw-in. So the second one, straight at Martinez. So you're hoping the third one, either side of Martinez, but not out for a throw-in and into the back of the fucking net. Come on. Fucking hell. Pau Torres messing about with it. Out for a throw into City. Yeah, like I said in the my preview for the Villa game, that I thought this is probably going to get worse before it gets better, or maybe not get worse, but continue to lose games. In other words, get worse. There was another run there from Foden. It was a 5-yard little run in front of Akanji, and Phil Foden's like pointing where he wants it, and Akanji, they're all taking this extra second. Fucking hell, Villa are pissing about with it at the back, you know. They really are. And we've not taken it off them once, and they've been lucky in certain aspects. Rico Lewis gets a vital touch, and all he's done is slow down Villa in their attempt to come forward, but they still come forward. Luca Digne on the overlap. Rico blocks the cross up to the byline and prevents it from going out for a corner and gets it out for a throw into Villa. Well done, Rico Lewis, there, because that was a tough situation. Outnumbered in that right-back position, but he prevented the cross and then he cleared the danger in the same process, so not bad at all from Rico Lewis there. Yeah, I mean, surely that's where that's where we sort this out. Against Salford. How are we not? We're not going to lose to Salford, surely. VAR must have been looking at something there, but the long throw-in comes in. Rico at the near post clears it. Kamara keeps it alive. Tillemans out to Digne. Cross coming in. Rico, get it, win it. Yeah, he's won it. Well done, Rico. Foden now to bring it forward. Good ball into Kovacic, had it, and he should have left that ball. Gundogan's got a shout there because Foden played that ball into a good position. And Kovacic, looked like it was intended for Gundogan because if it got to him, Gundogan was away with a nice little patch of grass to run into. But Kovacic took it, tried to turn in the process, but was snapped by Rodgers. He struggled, Kovacic, in this game, actually, in truth. Trying to get back up to speed, coming back from injury. There's still a level of uncertainty about what these players are doing. Just these little details where you can just see, if you can get your magnifying glass out and forensically analyse everything about this City team if you want. And unfortunately, I believe you'll find quite a bit if you take the time to do that. But just then, there was a ball out to Akanji from John Stones. There you go. Turn for. It's so close yet so far sort of football this at the minute. Pau Torres messing about with it again, but hey, that's good from Villa actually. But yeah, good tackle there from Phil Foden. Just a moment then. John Stones has the ball. He's looking at Manuel Akanji in the right back position. He wants to pass it to him. Rico stood in front of him, in between Akanji and John Stones, who has the ball, and he just says, "Rico, get out the way." And Rico moves forward into that defensive midfield position that he's been instructed to play. It's that level of just uncertainty. Like Rico, just like a little brain fart moment, just a little lapse of concentration. Like, why are you stood there, mate? Get out of the way. And he has to be told. John Stone's like, get out of the way. And he's like, oh yeah, sorry, mate. Now I'll move forward. Last season, it was like they don't even need to point and gesture. There's no like, oh, you need to be doing that. You need to be doing that. They're all like gesturing at each other like, why? There's no fluidity. It all came naturally in the last 4 seasons. It all came very naturally to this squad of players. But lately, it's just like they all look so disjointed. Villa have got the ball down that left-hand side with Rico to beat Lucadina. Again, blocked by Rico Lewis, who defensively is having an all-right game so far. He's prevented a couple of crosses coming into the box, and he's cleared a couple that have come into the box as well. But going forward, Rico Lewis positionally looks uncertain because it's a difficult role to play, that defensive midfield role. It really is. Gundogan just hooks it clear, one for Haaland to get underneath, but he's nowhere near it. Out to Gvardiol, who can bring it forward now. City bursting forward. Here comes Josko. Past the halfway line. He's got Haaland ahead of him. He's got Jack Grealish. And the ball out to him was slow and laboured and kills the attack. But Josko! Oh! Ball in from Jack Grealish was a delicate little floated ball, trying to find Josko Gvardiol, who'd just given him the ball. I would argue Josko's ball needs to be better into Jack Grealish because it slows the momentum down of this Manchester City side. But yeah. Half-time approaching. Who has heard rumours that I'm going to talk about once and once only to the usual suspects of this watch-along? Because I didn't want to make a video on it, and I'm going to talk about it at half-time. Because I don't want to give it the lip surface, just in case it's not true. But who's heard of the situation surrounding Pep Guardiola and his personal, private life right now? Who's heard that? I want to hear what people have to say in the chat before I start talking about it. Because and this will be the first and last time I talk about it. Because I don't think it's appropriate, to be honest, to give it any more lip service than a couple of minutes and hopefully shut it down. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys at half time about it, and I'm praying it's a load of bollocks. Phil says, you do realise that this is all part of the City master plan. Play so badly and finish in such a low position that any possible charges are dropped anyway. Genius. Yeah. It's very underwhelming performance. Bernardo Silva with some twinkling feet there, but eventually had the ball taken off him. Yeah, the process to getting there is not good. It's not good. But yeah, I'm dubious about bringing up. John McGinn's got the ball. Keep it at 1-0. Keep it at 1-0. Fucking hell, look at the space Morgan Rogers has got here. Coming inside. Blocked again by Rico Lewis. Defensively doing his job today. Haaland gets back and wins the ball. Jack Grealish wins the foul, does he? Off Kamara, yeah. Well done, Haaland there, by the way, getting back to win the ball. Nearly 30 seconds to go till half time. Top 4 would be brilliant, wouldn't it? I mean, considering what's happening right now, but I mean, surely we have enough to go the length to get ahead of Forest and Brighton. Jack Grealish trying to beat Matty Cash. There goes the half-time whistle. Referee is getting a rollicking off Jack Grealish here. But he's had so much to the ball. Banter Football wants to get Grealish off. He's not happy with him at all. Oh, it's kicking off. It's kicking off. Martinez has got involved. And there you go, boiling over at half-time. 1-0 down. I've never seen these City players like that. We're absolutely rattled. It's 1-0. If we weren't feeling the way we were feeling, let's say we were in a good vein of form, we'd won the previous 3 or 4 games, whatever it may be, we weren't in the shite situation we're in right now. If we were 1-0 down, considering the way the game's gone, if we were 1-0 down against this Aston Villa side, we'd just walk off. We'd just walk off and go, we'll fix it in the second half, it's okay. We'll fix it off. Instead, Jack Grealish has got to be dragged off the pitch. Haaland squaring up nose to nose with Martinez. Do you know what I mean? Getting into everyone's faces. It's just... They're so feisty. They're rattled. They are absolutely rattled, this Manchester City side. So disappointing. Gutted. Let's reset the clock and get that sorted first of all. But, right, I'm going to go for a quick pee, everybody. The chair's not going to be... getting too excited today, by the way, but there's definitely more chair stuff coming if you want it. But I'm going for a quick pee, and then I want to talk to you about this rumour that started, and I got sent to it on LB's channel, on It's LB, which I'm sure a lot of you subscribe to LB as well. There was a certain person on there said something in the chat that LB put in the video, and I will, I'll talk about it, and only once because I think it's disrespectful. But yeah, what the fuck? Enjoy the chair. 1-0 bloody Villa. Fucking shit. Come on, City. best a man can get. Just saw that advert. Yeah, so rumours. This is rumours, and I'm hoping it's hearsay, but there is someone on LB's channel called Craig, I believe, who is someone who apparently works at Manchester City and has released bits of information in the past, a lot of which has proven to be false, some of which has been proven to be true. He came out with the statement on LB's channel that we should expect to hear an announcement from Pep Guardiola. Again, rumours. Please don't take this as gospel. This is absolute rumours, and it should be. This is the only time I'm going to talk about it, and yeah. So, and I'm reluctantly doing this because I'm just concerned at the same time. But apparently, yeah, according to Craig, Pep is going to announce that he has been having an affair with a City staff member, and his wife has given him an ultimatum to either come clean about it in the public, or yeah, that's that between their relationship apparently, and whether that's having an effect on these players or not, I do not know. But I mean, the fact that if there's any sort of possibility that that's not true, I think it's really, really bad for Craig to have announced that information. So again, this is not the start of the rumour. This is someone, and I didn't want to put it in a video. I wanted to put it at half time when I know that the loyal people on this channel, and you're not going to get many rival people watching at half time. You're going to get the legit people who are on this channel to watch, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it rather than talk about it in a video, which has a good chance of getting better numbers, a good chance of seeing more rivals watching it, which I don't think is appropriate. And I certainly didn't want to make a video with this being the subject. So I wanted to have a quick chat at half time about it, and I hope, pray that this is absolute bollocks. And my want is that it's just nothing true about it whatsoever. But yeah, absolutely disturbing if there's any truth to it at all. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck? Like, the guy is like absolutely already got the world against him in terms of like the situation he's in from a Manchester City perspective. Mentally, the guy's struggling, and you wonder if some of that's boiled over, and I don't know. And I mean, there was rumours years ago. Who remembers years ago that he was, and again, this proved to be not true, apparently, that he also had an affair with Gerard Piqué's missus a little while ago. And that was a rumour. So if you type in Google, Pep cheating on wife, yeah, apparently that comes up. Gerard Piqué, years ago when he was at Barcelona, apparently. So again, it just seems like it could just be a nasty, vicious rumour that people are trying to spread to hurt him, to hurt Manchester City. But the fact that it's coming from within the club, it's like, well, surely City, you're not trying to hurt your own, are you? Surely City got to take priority, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, I'm hoping it's not true. I'm hoping it's not true. No, I don't think it was Shakira. No, I don't know. This is the thing. This is the thing. I didn't look into that properly, to be honest, when it in terms of Gerard Piqué. I just saw the headline. That's all I saw was the headline. I was like, well, it can't be Shakira because that surely would have made big news. And the fact that we're not hearing about this in terms of mainstream news. But yeah, it started on LB's channel. LB put the comments on his video. And big up to LB, everybody, as well. Good City creator. But yeah, it started on his channel, so I can't remember which video it was. It was a couple of videos ago. I think it was one talking about Kimmich, maybe. So a couple of videos ago, about halfway into it, all of a sudden, LB's talking about Pep having an affair. Like, but it's not something that should be taken lightly, because it's, you know what I mean? This is personal, private affairs. But yeah, you can. It's not right, is it? It's not right. Do you know what I mean? Like none of us, even if we were doing it, none of us would like it to be having our dirty laundry aired in public for everybody. It's not right at all. So again, this will be the last time we talk about it. But yeah, maybe that's the reason he kept Kyle Walker. Right, no more jokes now. That's like swapping stories. Swapping wives, maybe. The fuck shit. So no more jokes. That's it. End of that. Come on. Yeah, I agree, Marcus. I agree. That's how, I was in utter disbelief. Utter disbelief. No, I don't. But I am looking at getting a few guests on in the new year as well. So again, feel free for you guys to message me on my email, typicalcity9320@gmail.com, if you're interested in actually being a guest on the show. It will be sometime in the new year, like probably a couple of months into the new year, because I need to move house and I've got to have things take priority. But I am looking at getting the odd guest on here and there and giving City fans a voice on this channel other than just hearing my own. Because, I mean, it's just been me on this channel from the very first. The only guest I've ever had on is Stefan Borson, who I deem to be worth it. But I would like to introduce a couple of videos. It's certainly not going to be a permanent thing where I only have guests on, because I don't like that concept as a channel, just talking about behind the scenes thinking for me here on this channel. I don't really like the idea that the channel becomes like a guest only channel where, and that the quality of the video heavily depends on the quality of the guest a lot of the time, doesn't it? Because you end up consistently getting different people on week in, week out. Some weeks you'll get some weirdos on, like, do you know what I mean, who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, talk absolute crap. So obviously I want people who have, it's not the opinions that I'm looking for, it's just the actually, you know what you're talking about in terms of like, and then you can back up your opinion sort of thing, not just absolute drivel. And I'm sure I can tell by the majority of the people in the chat that there's some level-headed thinkers in there. So, yeah, if you're interested, drop us a message and we'll have a chat. No. None whatsoever. As long as you keep the camera neck and above, you can wear whatever the fuck you want, mate. I'm not sure he has, and again, I'm not gonna link that to what I just spoke about in terms of his private life. But I don't think he has, mate. I don't think he has at all. I tell you what, these players, they look like they care, as much as attitude has been levelled at them a lot of the time. And I think you look at Gundogan tracking back for that Juventus goal, Walker doing the same. The amount of times Walker should have been running back quicker than he has been this season. Yeah, you can look at that and go, attitude, commitment. Yeah, I think that has been the case. But today, this game in particular, I've seen quite a decent attitude from some of these players. The fact that they walked off the pitch willing to fight the referee, fight Martinez, have a fight with Matty Cash, that shows commitment. That shows like that they care at least, you know. Because at the end of the day, you're like, even if you are like, oh, we've not got the mentality to win the Premier League, there's a reason you started playing the sport to begin with, for the joy of winning football matches. Yes, obviously long-term goals is Premier League and trophies, but you've got your own personal respect, your own pride to keep intact at this point now. You're getting embarrassed every week as individuals. Surely you want to carry yourself higher than that. You know, it's not like, oh, well, season's over, who gives a shit? Let's just hope and hope for the summer where I will leave Manchester City and go and get a pay packet in the MLS or Saudi Arabia or nowhere. Just retire and go and chill on a beach for the rest of your life. Whatever it is, you're still at this football club. You're still under the microscope of Manchester City fans and rival fans and the general public who are going to scrutinise everything you do. So, yeah, you've got to understand that and respect yourself. You know what I mean? And your career. Because you're making mugs of yourself right now, all of them. All of them are just like, they're humiliating themselves with this run. And it's not like, oh, because when I say humiliating, it's like, well, hang on a minute, we're still in the top half of the Premier League table. But that's That's getting worse. We're going lower and lower, and do not forget our standards are what they are. We can't just go, oh, well, we used to be shit. Back in 99, we used to be shit, so what's wrong with being shit now? Because our target's to win the league. Back in 99, our target was to get promoted out of Division 2, what is now known as League 1. That was our target back then. So yes, things used to be shit and we used to get annoyed, but it's so different now. So different. And to compare the generation of players in terms of it used to be shit then, so therefore it's okay to be shit now, it doesn't make sense to me at all. Because this is a very different kind of shit. You know, it's very different from a City point of view. Very poor, really poor. But still, 1-0. Maybe we can go and win this game and we'll have a very different atmosphere. But that's the thing. Even if we do win this game, that's not going to convince me. I don't think any City fan's going to start thinking, right, we've turned the corner. Because we thought that after Forest, didn't we? A very comfortable, emphatic 3-0 win against Forest. That seems like an anomaly now. That seems like a weird result in this list of results that have become normality. Losing has become normality for Manchester City, so that 3-0 win against Forest stands out like a sore thumb now, doesn't it? Whereas if we go and beat Villa, you could say that's just another Forest result. We need to see 3 or 4 games in a row where we've won, and convincingly won, you know? And we start today by beating Villa, then you never know. We go and beat Everton, we get 2 back-to-back wins. Fantastic. That'll be brilliant. I'll be here for Boxing Day as well. Hopefully the stream works. Don't forget to hit that like button if you've just tuned in. And consider subscribing if you're new. But yeah, madness. It's an absolute madness at Manchester City right now. Would you make any changes? Doesn't look like there's going to be any changes at half-time. What would you do differently in this second half? Can't remember who it was who said he wanted Grealish off. That's it, mate. Predicted City to win. What was it? 43.7% chance of City winning, said the supercomputer. Fucking idiot. That's a wild one. Surely you're joking there. I think you mean that as well, don't you? Stones has not been great, by the way. He's looked a bit dodgy, but I mean, fucking hell, Walker. Oh, he's bringing Walker on. You literally... He actually is bringing on Kyle Walker. What, is John Stones injured now? Another injury. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. So no ads. In terms of like ads on the YouTube adverts, I've turned down quite a few actually. In terms of sponsorships, because I don't want to waste your time like trying to sell you something. Oh shit, clock. Why is that not working? There we go. Right, 45 and Tillerman's about to get the second half underway for Aston Villa and Manchester City. Game on. Second half underway. Just got away with that one there, didn't I? It's, yep, if you fancy, Hannah. Kyle Walker's on. John Stones off. So, does this mean Rico Lewis left back? Inverting from left back? Yeah, it does. It does. Kyle Walker goes to right back, who will probably tuck inside as the right-sided centre-back. Rico Lewis left back, but inverting into defensive midfield alongside Kovacic. Give it him. See, I mean, it's just this little... Then it was just like, give it him, man. Why did you take that extra half second to think about it? They've got to think about it. It's like... Do you know what I mean? When you're confident, it's just second nature. Everything's second nature. There's just a fluidity to the way you play. When you don't have that confidence, it's like, shall I not? Shall I do it? And by that point, it's too late. Rico nearly found Haaland there, but they're going to break on us again. Rico Lewis is getting a yellow card there, definitely. But there's surely only one reason why Kyle Walker's come onto this pitch is John Stones' injury. to bring him off at half-time doesn't seem tactical. It doesn't seem like some sort of... And Pep's not the type to punish you. Unless you've done something really wrong in the game. Because I remember he took off Thierry Henry once, didn't he, when he was at Barcelona, for refusing to go on the left wing. He was all right, well, you're not playing then. If you're not going to do what I've told you, you're not going to play. But John Stones didn't seem to do anything that bad in that game to be hooked off for any reasons like that. So you just got to assume it's an injury. Change number 51. Well, it's not the change in terms of in the game, but yeah, 50 changes we've made this season. That stunned me. When you factor in that's the most in the Premier League. No wonder we are where we are. Yeah, make sure you're hitting that like button, Blues, if you've just tuned in. Help get the likes up. What can we get to? Can we get to 300 before the hour mark? That'd be good. Tillerman's offside there, surely, is Duran? No, they're in business here. Kamara gets it out to John McGinn. Aston Villa coming down the right-hand side. Walker's just taken out Duran. Doesn't matter, though, because here comes Matty Cash, who smashes it into the side netting. Walker just took out Duran then in the middle of the goal. Well, I think he was just outside the penalty area. I'm not sure he meant it, though. I'll have to have a look and see if he meant to trip him up or anything. Yeah, he was just like, they both put their hands on each other, and then Walker just sort of like grabbed his hand and fell, pulling down Duran. But I mean, in the end, Aston Villa get a shot away, so you can't pull it back. I don't know why he played him, to be honest. I don't know why Kevin De Bruyne isn't playing in this game, Outlaw. I really don't. Don't get it. Don't get it at all. Kevin De Bruyne is like not. He wasn't good against United. I don't know who was. They were all poor against United. But over the course of Kevin De Bruyne's return to the City side, he's been somewhat of a bright spark. There's been something there. You can see there's an ability that can change a game. He's a game changer. The Forest game in particular. Do you know what I mean? He nearly cost us the game because he actually sent Chris Wood through on goal. But after that, he bangs one in the top corner. So, again, Akanji with a shite ball that Phil Foden retrieves. And who was that for? Who was that even for? Kyle Walker goes long, intercepted. Such a frustrating watch, man, watching this City side at the minute. It really is. Martinez. Yeah, I like Villa Park, by the way. I've always my most visited football ground outside of Main Road and the Etihad. My third most visited football ground, second most that's still there. Yeah, he's offside. John Duran's offside. Get your flag up, mate. Why are you not flagging? He's miles offside. He's buried it. He's offside. Yeah, flag goes up. Thought it was going to be 2-0. Back of the net, but that's offside. Don't know why the flag... why the linos there got to wait. Why, mate? It's about 5 yards offside. Well, it's not actually that far offside, but he is offside. It's clear enough to get your flag up, mate. Surely. It's not 2-0. Don't worry. But again, the simplicity of getting John Duran through on goal was so concerning. The fact that Ruben Diaz is out for 4 weeks as well, it's just crazy, isn't it, at this club right now? Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for City this season. There you go, good ball into Foden. As soon as it left his boot, you're thinking, fuck's sake. Some of these players, they're not even cutting their hair anymore, are they? Phil Foden's letting it grow. Kovacic is letting it grow. This is the thing, we're all scrutinising the little details now, aren't we? We're looking at the psychology of these players now and like, oh, is Pep's beard a bit too long? Phil Foden and Kovacic's hair's growing. Like they're not taking care of themselves, which is a sign of mental unsettled mentality. Bernardo Silva down this right hand side. So slow and just like it's so easy, man. Get him off. Get him off. He can't play right wing, man. Get Jeremy Doku on. If you're expecting Bernardo Silva to beat fullbacks, then I don't know why you would expect that. He's just got. I can't beat his fullback. He's got no speed. He just knocks the ball past him, and the fullback just treats him like a little boy. Like just leans on him and like, no, sorry, you're not having that. I'll take that off you. So easy. At least Jeremy Doku, like, yeah, the problem is, like, the ball coming into the box from Jeremy Doku's the problem, because he'll beat his fullback every time, or at least more often than not. And then the cross comes in from Jeremy Doku, and it's always wasteful. But, I mean, for me, I'd be thinking about getting Jeremy Doku on, get him on that right wing. Grealish has been anonymous in this second half. He was heavily involved in the first half. All the ball was going towards him. City kept looking for that long diagonal ball. And it's still on as well. Foden's been snapped. Anana stood on the ankle of... I think it looked accidental, to be honest. I don't think he meant it. KDB, Doku, Ake warming up. Ake warming up, was he? Is he on the bench? I forgot if he was on the bench. The bench has actually got some firepower on it today, if you look at it. Some genuine firepower. In terms of names and attacking threat, at least. Why John Stones comes off at half-time, that's for me, that's the final straw for me, for John Stones and his future at Manchester City. Not because of the player, because of his ability to be available. He's just always injured. Jack Grealish to the byline. Gundogan, caught on his heels. Just the cohesiveness. There's no cohesion there at all. Jack Grealish tries a little pass to the byline. Gundogan was surprised the ball came to him. Why, I don't know. Surely you're expecting Jack Grealish. He needs someone to pass to, mate. Surely. You give him the ball. He gave it you, and you're just like, oh, was that for me? Yes, it was for you, Gundogan. Of course it was for you. Who the fuck else was it for? Fucking hell, man. Anyway, the bench. Yeah, Ake is on the bench. Completely forgot about that. But yeah, in terms of firepower, you've got Doku, Savinho, De Bruyne. If you want to push it, McAtee. But yeah, Savinho, Doku, and De Bruyne. There's three very attack-minded players there. Akanji has just absolutely snapped Duran. Both players down, injured. Akanji's shoulder looks to be the problem. Akanji looks hurt. Oh, no. His arm's done that. His arm's like folded. Akanji's arm's folded. That could be a dislocation. That could be a... Yeah, he's fucked it. That's going to be... He's probably coming off now. For fuck's sake, man. For fuck's sake. We've lost John Stones. At the start of the game, we had Ruben Diaz injured. Akanji's back just in time. Like I said, in the whole cycle of injuries that we've been going through right now. Akanji and Stones back. Good, we need him. John Stones injured at half-time. Off he comes. Akanji looks like he's... got a major shoulder injury there. You're hoping it's just a little tweak and he can carry on, but I mean, those are the sort of injuries that can take a surprisingly long time to heal as well. Shoulder injuries, for fuck's sake, man. Honestly, I don't know, mate. It's just weird, isn't it? It's like, I don't know. I don't think it's a diet thing. I don't think the medical team. I think it's just it's spiralling out of control, isn't it? Akanji's back on his feet at least, but his feet are not the problem. It's his shoulder. He looks like he's alright, actually. But he was wincing. Do you know what I mean? He looked in pain. And he's the one who stayed off the pitch. Duran, who went down, gets to come back on the pitch. How's that work? We've got 10 men, ref, you knob. Let him back on. Knobhead, let him back on. Why is Duran allowed on the pitch? The two players who go down, yeah, the Villa one, he can stay on the pitch, but the City one, he can get off. Where's Akanji? He looked like he was just doing that, like, okay, I'm ready to come back on. Is he just stood there now? Are we just down to 10 men now? Right, the referee's just waved him on. Are you taking the piss, man? Right, he's back on the pitch. He looks okay. Fucking ref, man. What's he thinking there? Onana with a 1-2 there, and it's overhit it. Could have been in trouble there. Kyle Walker got spun. But the ball to Rodgers was overhit by Onana. Just look at the physicality of that midfield as well from Villa. You think about our midfield that contains Gundogan, Kovacic and Rico Lewis. All three players a combined height of 6'2". That's combined. You know, and then Villa have got Onana and Ortega's been slide tackled and it's gone away from goal. Got away with that one. Nearly had a repeat of Ahmad's goal against Spurs for United the other day. Nearly a similar situation there. Ortega with a heavy touch. Got caught on the ball. His clearance was blocked, but luckily it ricochets out for a throw-in rather than into the back of our net. But Christ, man. And Kamara as well in midfield for Aston Villa. He's another physical presence. Onana and Kamara alone. You've got Rodgers who's dropping deeper. Tielemans who's not shy of a tackle. He's not big and physical, but he doesn't mind a tackle, does he? Whereas, I mean, Gundogan doesn't even know what the word tackle means. I've never seen Gundogan make a tackle in my life. He doesn't fucking do anything defensively. Yet we've had him in defensive midfield the whole season. Villa into the penalty area. Little flicks and tricks. Taking the piss. Rodgers off the post. Should have been 2-0. Should have been 2-0. Fucking out. Fucking out. So grim watching this. Taking the piss out of us in our penalty area. Little flicks and tricks now, like doing 1-2s with Cruyff turns and just dancing around that Manchester City defence there, eventually getting the shot away, smashed off the post by Morgan Rodgers. And out for a goal kick. Zero passes to Haaland in the box. What the fuck, man? So worrying, isn't it? Really is. Akanji. Just miscontrolled completely. Completely miscontrolled. We've still got the ball and it's okay, but I mean, that's just a typical of the way we've been playing for a long time. Just a simple 10-yard pass. He just miscontrols it and he has to go and chase it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's really going from typical City to diabolical City. It really is, mate. It really is. I don't know, mate. Cheers for the super chat, mullet, mate. Long ball. Yeah. Does Gundogan win it? Answers in the chat. Did Gundogan win the header? Odds on Pep not changing it before 80 minutes. Yeah. Slim. Very slim. Thanks for the super chat, mullet, mate. Appreciate it. Especially with De Bruyne, Savinho and Doku all on the bench. Crazy. Crazy to not change it at this point. We're gone past an hour now. I think a change is a necessity at this point. We've got half an hour to go. We need 2 goals at least to win this game. A minimum of 2 goals required. Yet here we are playing the same 11. That's just a walking disaster. But the issue is Akanji getting... Oh, he's got it down the line. No, he's giving it away to Lucadinha. Lucadinha ball in. Akanji going to win that? Yes, he does. But it's coming straight back. Anana's got it. Tillemans closed down by Jack... Oh, Kamara. Into Tillemans. That's Ortega's ball. Hyperholic, mate. Yeah. We've been in shambles since the start of November. This has got to be a mental thing. It can all change in the new year. Hopefully, mate. Yeah, hopefully. It's just, I don't know how you go about changing that. Do you know what I mean? How do you go about it? Like, how do you change a mental thing? It's just slow and steady, isn't it? Bit of CBT, as they call it. Cognitive behavioural therapy is needed for this Manchester City side. They need to mentally train themselves to... apparently they are trying everything different. The Pep tries everything different, like changing the time to come into training. Changing the journey the bus goes on. You know? All these little things he just keeps trying to change behind the scenes, apparently. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to suggest. Well in, Bernardo Silva. Won the ball there. Well, good. Kovacic got an opportunity to bring it forward. Goes outside to Jack Grealish. Got one-on-one here with Matty Cash. Jack Grealish onto his left foot. Dinks it to the back. But it doesn't even... Straight into the side netting. A cross from Jack Grealish. Straight into the side netting. I mean, doesn't even make Martinez do anything. Like, it's just so disheartening watching it at the minute, isn't it? I wish Pep would stop juggling a piece of spit on the end of his tongue as well. It's a fucking grim habit you've got there, mate. Just a dirty piece of spit on the end of his tongue. It's grim, mate. I always used to think it was a piece of chuddy until I saw it. A bit more like they put the 4K cameras on him, didn't they? And it was like, mate, that's spit. It's not even chewing gum. Morgan Rogers just walking past our midfield. Gets it out to... Oh, fucking hell. McGinn. McGinn onto his left foot. Back to Morgan Rogers. Surely this is 2-0. Yeah, 2-0. 2-0. Fucking hell. Who's surprised with this shower of shit? Absolute shite. Fucking woeful. Right. Hour gone, Pep. You need to do something now, mate. You got to do something. 2-0, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The way Morgan Rogers just walked past our midfield, then he picked the ball up there. Goes past Kyle Walker like he's not there. Kovacic tries to snap his ankles. Can't even foul him properly. The pass to McGinn was shit and underhit. Could have been intercepted. Nobody bothered. Rico Lewis offers nothing in terms of a defence. Then Kyle Walker gets back and tries to block the shot from Morgan Rogers, but does absolutely nothing in terms of an attempt. So I use the word try very fucking loosely. I mean, Kyle Walker doesn't do anything. He just runs alongside him. The shot comes in, finds the bottom corner, 2-0 Aston Villa. It's a joke, man. It's just crap from back to front. It really is. Fucking shit, man. So shit. So, Villa overtake us now, obviously. They go into 5th. City are now 6th. Having played, we are 9 points behind Liverpool, who have two games in hand. I don't even know why I'm talking about Liverpool. What is the point in talking about Liverpool? Honestly. I am worried about what's going on at this football club now. Because, I mean, I've never seen a decline like this is unheard of, mate. It's an absolute disaster. What is going on? The referee gives a foul there. Akanji's not happy, but, I mean... I think that's a reasonable suggestion, because it's the one thing we've not done really is drop Haaland this season, and considering what his contribution is to this side at the minute, which is next to nothing, it's a tactic that's worth doing at this point. I would start thinking about putting more bodies in that midfield with that false nine system that you're suggesting. So that's the one thing certain City fans have been crying out for that he hasn't done this season, but. People wanted Mateus Nunes in defensive midfield. You saw how that worked out against United. People wanted Jack Grealish in the middle of the park. I think it worked against Forest, but I don't think it did work against Juventus at all. What else is there? What other suggestions are there in terms of what Pep could do differently? It's the only players he's got right now. Quick free kick taken. Foden intercepts it, out for a throw into Villa. Oh, Savinho coming on. And could you put your shirt on any slower? He doesn't even look up for it. And I mean, I'm being very judgmental here by making the assumption that he's not up for it. But it just looks like, oh, do you really want to come on to this team and be fucking hell bouncing around in the penalty area? It's clear your fucking lines, you clowns. Just boot the ball. Let's go back to Sunday League football. Just clear the fucking ball, mate. Just go back to what you did when you were fucking teenagers, all of you, or when you weren't even in a fucking professional football club. Just go back to that. Just remembering what you did as absolute fundamentals as a football player. Just go back to the most simplest of basics you can possibly think of, and you're not even doing that. Ball in the air, opportunity to clear it. Trying to head it to a fucking City player who's marked on the edge of our own fucking box. What the fuck? 2-0 down. Clear the fucking thing. Fucking hell. Ball into Rodgers, going to be 3-0 unless Bernardo Silva does something about it. He probably has he made a foul there? No. Apparently not. But Morgan Rodgers nearly made it 3-0. They've given up. There's nothing happening from this side. They've genuinely, like I was talking about the attitude and the players, there's no belief they can turn this round. That's the scary thing now. Because I would argue the attitude wasn't bad in the first half. There was a good attitude from the players. They were running, they were committed. They walked off the pitch fighting and arguing with the referee. Yeah, I don't mind that. The fact they were 1-0 down is obviously terrible, but at least they showed commitment and they cared. Since this second goal has gone in, they've been a fucking disgrace. A fucking disgrace. They've shown nothing. Absolutely nothing. No fight, no belief. 2-0, we can still do something if you actually thought you could. If you keep looking in the mirror thinking you'll never be great, man, you'll never fucking be great. Of course you won't. Grealish. Rico. Kovacic. Ball, 5-yard pass to Walker. Go and chase that, Kyle Walker. I say 5-yard. It should have been 5-yard. It was actually more like a 15-yard. But here's Foden. Into the penalty. Right foot. Deflected. Martinez saves. That's it, mate. When we got relegated. 1936, Manchester City champions. 1937, Manchester City relegated. That is the definition of typical City. We shit on the term Spursy, by the way. We take your term Spursy and like, oh, that's so Spursy. We shit on it, mate. We shit on it. We are so much more. We're more Spursy than Spurs. Ball in from Foden. So bad. He's got it back. Has he? Is he going to? No, of course not. Why am I getting hopeful for about any of this? Every time I get excited when we get the ball now, because that's like a freak of nature, isn't it? Like, wow, we've got the ball, man. Gundogan coming off. Hardly surprising, but Savinho on. Surely that means either Bernardo Silva comes into the middle, Savinho plays on the right, or Jack Grealish comes into the middle and Savinho plays on the left. Looks like he's heading over to the right side of the pitch. So, presuming we're going to see Bernardo Silva in the middle. I'm trying to maintain a certain level of positivity and trying to look at the bright side of it in terms of, like, I am looking forward to the rebuild. You know, that there's some sort of exciting factor for City fans to think about. Like, yeah, I mean, as bad as this has gotten, the fact that it has become so bad makes the job an obvious job for the board, for the powers that be at Manchester City. You shithouse, Bernardo Silva, and I've never thought you would be back out of a tackle like that. You shithouse. You didn't want to get hurt there, mate. That was a fucking 50-50 tackle, and you backed out of it, mate. Fucking nah, man. That's when I draw the line. Nunes has done that this season. Savinho's done that this season. That's what I'm talking about. You put your body in where it hurts. Fuck's sake. Man on Akanji. Jesus Christ. Had it taken off him. But yeah, like I was saying, trying to find the positivity in this dire situation we're in. Good ball. Oh, Savinho winning the tackle there, has he? No. Yeah, the rebuild. I think there's something to think about. Like, yeah, in the summer, who are we going to sign? Yeah, it's a possible excitement. I'm still hopeful that Pep Guardiola will be the man at the helm to lead that rebuild. I think he's the best man for the job. I know City fans, the more this goes on, the people are going to start wanting to see Pep out. Like I said before the game, I don't think you should be surprised that we lose this game. And I know certain City fans will consider this to be Phil Foden shot straight at Martinez. Phil Foden, who has now, before this game, Phil Foden had 24 shots to his name so far this season with 0 goals. That's more than any other player in the whole of the Premier League. He's had about 4 shots in this game. Still no goal, of course. Not the one. Neo says, would rather have Cole than fraud Foden right now. Fucking hell, Kyle Walker nearly fucking scored a beautiful own goal then into an open net for Ortega. Jesus Christ. Ortega had to sprint to get back then. It's becoming a laughing stock, isn't it? We're just a joke, aren't we? We really are. Look at that, there's a little bag on the floor. That's a bit more entertaining than this City side. I'm starting to look for random things, just random objects that are just more entertaining than this. That's what's so disturbing about it as well. It's not, I mean, Spurs are shit, but at least they entertain you while being shit. We're not even entertaining. It's just boring shit. It's boring and shit. It's very underwhelming to watch. Come on, Jack. To the byline. No, go on. Foden. You backed out of it again. Why are you backing out of tackles, man? Fuck. Jeff. Top man, Jeff. Merry Christmas to you as well, Jeff. Have a blessed holiday. You too, mate. Top man, Jeff. Yeah, Cole's the obvious one. People, because of how well he's done. But I would argue if Julian Alvarez was still at this side, that we would have not lost as many matches as we would have lost. We've still lost plenty. But that job that he did last season, people didn't give him enough credit for. You know, when he dropped into midfield to do the Kevin De Bruyne role, as they say, he did a fantastic job of doing that. In particular, the early stages of his role in doing that 6-7 game spell where he was doing it. Eventually, he started to struggle, and people were crowding him out of the game a little bit, and he had to try and find space in different areas of the pitch where he wasn't quite as effective. But I would argue that 6-7 game spell where it worked, and he dropped deeper and played the De Bruyne role behind Haaland, Alvarez. Yeah, it worked. Here comes Haaland looking to do something. Go on, mate, on your own. He's got no chance. Trying to drive forward on his own, but I mean, yeah, he's just crowded out. There's about 4 Villa players he's got to beat, man. He's got no chance. The first time Haaland's even had an opportunity to do anything in this game, and his job is to beat 4 Aston Villa defenders. Like, give him a chance. He don't want the ball. He's picking the ball up on his own half and trying to run at the goal from 60 yards, 70 yards out. He doesn't want to be there, man. He wants to be in the penalty area. We're not even getting the ball into the box, and when we get an opportunity to cross it, it's shit. It's crazy how much we just have no control of the games anymore, and like, it's become so bad. So bad. Just blow me a whistle, man. Fucking put me out of my misery, mate. Jesus Christ. Well, the bad news is, according to Sam Lee, who's a very reliable source, Bruno Guimaraes and Martin Zubimendi are not to be considered as realistic targets for Manchester City in January. So those are the 2 names that are the probably top of most Manchester City fans' shopping list of who you'd want. Bruno G and Martin Zubimendi. Apparently neither of those are going to happen. Ball into the middle for Tielemans. They've got a man over here. They've got 2 men over now. It's going to be 3-0 in a minute. Surely. Ball in. Back post. Free as a bird. Walker with the clearance. Heads it out for a corner to Villa. It's just, yeah. Mullet saying the same as well. Kimmich, yeah. I mean, obviously I'd love that to happen, but he's played every single minute of football for Bayern Munich this season. He hasn't missed a single second of Bayern Munich football this season, unless he got subbed off the other night, last night against RB Leipzig, because I don't know what the circumstances were. But as of 2 or 3 days ago, when I checked, he's played every minute. So that was my hope, that they're not actually using Kimmich that much, and there's a possibility that he could leave earlier than the contract expiration date, which is, he's obviously only got 7 months left on his contract, so we'll get him on a free in the summer. Ball in, Gvardiol clears it. So yeah, we'll get Kimmich on a free in the summer. If we don't get him in January, we'll get him on a free. We could probably argue we could get the contract done in January, because you're allowed to actually get the contract done in January, aren't you? Like, what's the word? It's not preemptive, just a pre-contract, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, the likeliness of us getting him in January and some people are suggesting 10 million would be enough to get him. 10 million for a player that's got 7 months left on his contract and plays every minute of football for the current team he plays for. How's that make sense? Frimpong, again, it's the same. You think Bayer Leverkusen are just going to be like, yeah, okay, you can have our a strong right-sided player, our best right-sided player, a very creative player, one of our best players in the middle of the season. These players that we want are summer players. There's very few players. You have to look at opportunities. Players that aren't really playing that much. January players, no team sells in January. We can say we want them as much as we want, but the other team, if they don't want to sell them, they're not going to sell them. You know? And then you start paying over the odds to the point where you put yourself in financial trouble when it comes to PSR. And then we'll all be kicking off like, Cheeky, what are you doing? Why are you overspending on players? Putting the club in trouble. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's a lose-lose situation for Cheeky, this. Because if he goes and spends too much, then we could be in financial trouble in terms of complying with PAR. We've got a lot of leeway. But when you're talking about Bruno G, if 85 million is not enough to persuade Newcastle to sell, you want to go to 90 to 100 million for Bruno G. That's a lot of money, man. And yeah, I would argue 100 million should be the draw. But then you start going over 100 million, and I know there are some people that will say, it's not my money. I know it's not. And it's not your money. But the facts are, if we spend ridiculous amount of money, you'll put the club in trouble, you know? There's only so much spending that's allowed to happen. It's not fucking Football Manager, mate. It's not like FIFA where you can just like create a budget out of thin air and start career mode, select what budget you want the club to have, and then away you go. You've got an absolute war chest. It doesn't work like that. I'll see in summer, mate. It's a good question, though, in fairness. The future of Erling Haaland is concerning there. Villa are in. Ollie Watkins, who's come on as a substitute, about to make it 3-0. Ortega with the save. Kanji nods it back to Ortega. Yeah, it's a good question. Future of Erling Haaland. I don't know. I would answer that question in summer. But there's a clear necessity to get some cover for Haaland because he's not an option right now in these circumstances. The way the club's played, the way the team's playing at the minute, he's offering nothing. He offers so little that there's no reason for him to be on the pitch at the minute because it used to be like, well, he always is quiet and he'll just pop up with a goal. But we're not even getting him into positions to even get close to saying there is a possibility of Haaland scoring a goal. There's no chances of being created. We've done nothing in this second half. We've created absolutely nothing. So there's bigger problems than just Erling Haaland. There's a problem throughout this team, which is why I still think we shouldn't be turning our nose up at Erling Haaland. But right now it's like, well, oh my God, man. Jack Grealish with a shocking ball. Josko is going to get a yellow there. You're hoping that's just a yellow. Yeah, it's a yellow card. I saw someone, was it Bertie, asking for what's up with Ruben Diaz. He's out for 4 weeks, mate. So, just further compounding this problem, man. He is. It's non-existent. He really is. Doku coming on. Kovacic off. So is that Jack Grealish going into the middle? He's been poor today, Jack Grealish. Poor. And he's had plenty of opportunities to do good things in this game. He's been the only player, really, that's been, like, the possibility of positivity. Do you know what I mean? But there is no positivity coming from Jack Grealish because his actual output has been really, really poor. All the crosses into the box have been shocking. He's shooting. He's had 2 shots in the first half. One went out for a fucking throw-in. The other one was just a P-roller that Martinez just had a cup of tea before it arrived at him. Finished reading his book. Do you know what I mean? Fuck's sake. But everything's gone that way. Everything's gone to Jack Grealish. You just wonder if Jeremy Doku could have been something different. But this is the game we're playing in now. It's like, whoever plays badly at this rate. It doesn't matter who you pick. They all play badly. It doesn't matter. You can't just say, well, he should have started Doku. Well, he did start Doku in previous games, and Doku's been poor in previous games that he's started. So we can't keep doing this merry-go-round of whoever doesn't play should have played. It doesn't matter. Whoever plays. It's a fucking disaster right now. Here he is, Jeremy Doku. 2 players go over, gets it into Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish keeps the ball, does he? Just about. Doku's gone down here. Free kick to City. 5 minutes to go. Fucking hurry up. I mean, that's a distant memory, that, isn't it? A very long time ago. Let's not get silly, Kevin. Free kick to City. Foden whips it. Cleared. Was there any other possible outcome? Do you know what I mean? Fucking supercomputer. Your 43.7% chance of Manchester City winning the game. I put Manchester City as favourites. You piece of crap technology. You know nothing. Bernardo Silva gives the ball away. Brilliant. And then commits a blatant foul. Oh, you can't even foul him, actually. There you go. Jack Grealish just kicks John McGinn to make sure that the foul has happened. Even though the ball had gone away, there's actually the time you would probably stop trying to foul them was then. It's shocking. It's a laugh, isn't it? It's like we've become a laugh. Those two are mates as well. I know John McGinn and Jack Grealish, they go way back, don't they, in Aston Villa days. Jack Grealish doesn't give a shit. He's just booting him. About 10 seconds after the ball had gone. Petulant, really. Because, I mean, there was no need to foul him. It was the tactical foul, as you could call it. That opportunity had gone. It's so bad, man. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Are we away from home? Are we at home? We're at the Etihad, aren't we? You're hoping that we can beat Salford. Like, fucking hell. Yeah, we're at home. Corner ball to City. Yeah, take your time, lads. Take your time. No rush. It's not like we're 2-0 down or anything. I mean, I don't think you're going to get that much good odds. Do you know what I mean? Doku to the byline, cuts it across, no one there. Luca Dini can control the ball. A cross into the box from City can be controlled by an Aston Villa with a couple of more touches as well. Sends Matty Cash away on the counter-attack as well. Stopped by a combination of Gvardiol and Walker. It's like school kids, isn't it? It's genuinely like watching my lads' team play. You know when like kids play football and everyone just chases the ball? Like no one maintains their position on the pitch because they're kids and they don't know. It was the same then. City players all charging at the ball like, oh shit, they're going to hit us on the counter-attack, so everyone sprint at the ball. Don't worry about all the Villa players that are free. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Make sure you're hitting those likes up. If you've just tuned in, help cheer me up because Christmas Day is going to be a grim one for Manchester City fans. Fuck you know. Kanji gets it down the line to Savinho. 90th minute of the game. Savinho just about keeping the ball. Gets it into Bernardo Silva. He's been poor today, Bernardo Silva, but I mean, who hasn't? Go on, Jeremy, onto your right, mate. Get onto your right foot. Jack Grealish. Bernardo Silva with a little pocket of space if he's offside. Ball in. Haaland. Oh, missed. Look at the attitudes of the Villa players. They just want it more. This second half. Yeah, this second half's been arguably, obviously the United second half, but are you talking the final 10 minutes of that game? That was one of the worst moments because it was so sudden and quick. But this game against Villa, we've had 45 minutes to watch City try and rectify a situation and play so poorly to the point where you just go 2-0 down with such simplicity. And you're 2-0 down, and then that second goal goes in, and you just do nothing about it. The energy levels, the body language, the belief is visibly just non-existent. Non-existent from these players. This is a historic, decline, isn't it? Considering the heights that we were at. I know we've dropped to 6th in the Premier League table, but we said we're only 5th. About 3 weeks ago, we were still in the top 4, and then it's like, oh, well, yeah, now we're only 5th. Oh, well, we're only 6th now. Where you seen a pattern? There's a pattern forming here. We're going to be saying, oh, we're only 7th next week. End of the season. Oh, we're only 17th. And we're only just in the... At least we're still in the Premier League. Fucking hell. Worrying. City trying to do some lovely little intricate triangles here, going away from goal. Rico Lewis, poor ball, into Phil Foden. Rolls out for a goal kick. Martinez doing his usual. Winds me up that when players do that, like winding up the fans and stuff. Absolute crap. Watching what they're doing. The ball's just ricocheting around the midfield. Look at him there. Look at the Villa players surrounding Savinho. Go on, Foden. Ha ha! We've scored a goal! It's 2-1! A goalie, 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 goal! It means precisely fuck all, but we've scored a goal! Merry fucking Christmas, everybody! We've scored a fucking goal! Fucking goal! Yeah! Fucking Christmas has come early! Come on, City! Come on, City! We've scored a fucking goal! Get in there! Fucking decorations all over the pissing place. Got one fucking in my fucking hoodie now. Fucking have some of that. Fucking shit Christmas. T1. Fuck me. Quite a lot of luck involved in the goal as well. It took about 4 ricochets. Imagine if we get a draw out of this game. Imagine. Imagine. Villa should be ashamed of themselves. Villa, you should be ashamed of yourselves to concede a goal against this. Free kick into the box. Nobody underneath it. Hardly surprising that we do nothing, even though we've scored a goal. 4 minutes of injury time, by the way, for anyone who's wondering. That's been and gone. That comment been on there for ages. I'm putting a tenner on Salford. How long's that been there? About half an hour. But yeah, Foden's got a goal. Maybe that could change everything, but not for the game because that's the final whistle. And the game is over. Manchester City lose again. Hardly surprising. But yeah, covered in fucking glitter now. That was a good idea, wasn't it? Shaking the Christmas tree. What a stupid fucking idea, man. I don't know where we go from here, lads. And I'm not surprised. It's just a case of same old, same old. We are where we are. We need to accept it. There's no point start pointing fingers at any individuals because they're all to blame. Everyone at the football club right now has made mistakes, rested on their laurels, attitudes declining to an unacceptable level, quality completely devoid, which is a byproduct of lack of confidence. I think that comes hand in confidence and quality go hand in hand. We have neither quality or confidence right now. There was a spell in this run where I would say the quality is actually still, like, there's glimpses of it. Earlier on, back before when we started to lose, when we lost to Brighton, there was moments in that game where we were good. And even against Bournemouth when we lost, there was moments in the game where we were all right. The scariest moment in that whole thing was the 4-0 against Spurs. That was like, okay, we are in serious trouble here. Serious trouble. But yeah, the quality of this football has just absolutely fallen off a cliff. Do you know what I mean? Devoid of any sort of quality to get excited about. It really is. And I mean, yeah, January is the only time where we can start saying, right now, maybe we could start seeing some differences. But this will continue. This will carry on now. This will carry on into Everton game. It'll carry on into the Salford game. We've got PSG coming up in the Champions League. I'm pretty certain that we can call it lucky, I think, if we get into the knockout stages. There's no way we're going to get into the automatic places in the Champions League table. We're very much likely going to have to go into a playoff game. And with this side right now, I can't see us getting into the knockout stages of the Champions League. So we're going to most likely get knocked out in that regard as well. FA Cup, that could salvage some sort of respect for the season. But I mean, in the knockout games, we've got Salford first. You're hoping we get the luck of the draw, where we face teams at the standard of Salford to give ourselves a chance. And that's what we're doing now. We're hoping we face Salford. And even then, we've got people putting tenors on Salford to beat us. Do you know what I mean? The odds of that are not that high, mate. You're probably not going to get a big payout. Most people are going to be doing that. Money on Salford is a logical thing to do right now. Because, I mean, luckily I think we'll play a strong side, because I think we have to, because that FA Cup weekend gets its own weekend, doesn't it? It's not like slotted into a midweek game. It gets its own dedicated weekend. But yeah, shite. Absolute crap. Merry Christmas, everybody. Enjoy your Christmas. Take care. And try not to let this ruin your Christmas day as much as it probably will. Where we go from here is beyond me. I think January is the point where we start pointing fingers now and start saying who's doing what who are we signing. Drastic changes need to happen at this football club now. And I'm not talking about Pep Guardiola. We're nowhere near that level of conversation yet for Pep Guardiola getting the sack. He is the man to fix this. I still will maintain that for the duration of his contract. I will maintain that. But you know, there obviously comes a time where you have to draw the line. You can't keep just going, it's fine, we've been 3 seasons trophyless, do you know what I mean? And we've lost every game, and we're now in League One on merit, not by fucking 115 charges. We've actually been relegated. Surely there's a line that has to be drawn somewhere, but we're not going to get to that point yet. We are going to turn this around eventually, but you got to do something about it to make it happen. You can't just keep saying it like, oh, it's all right, we will win. We will win eventually. When and how? How and when? What? I don't know what we're going to do. Players. Excuse me. Players is what we need. New, fresh players that are going to come in and fight for the cause. Just to bring that spark into the changing room. A new face. Someone who brings a new environment. Someone who's going to just raise the standards, and he wants to impress the team and the team wants to impress him. And just one player can make a big difference to the aura around a football club and the atmosphere around a football club. But yeah, you've had 10 years of this, mate. Fucking hell. I'm gonna go back to the 99 era for Manchester City. I mean, this is water off a duck's back for most City fans. Do you know what I mean? We've been here before in terms of bad form. So yeah, it's just you have to maintain standards, don't you? That's the difference. Is United standards are winning league titles, or they at least used to be. Cities are winning league titles. We have to keep doing that. You know, you start finishing 5th and 6th and 7th or wherever we end up this season. Yeah, you're going to be concerned about that. But I think arguably the standards would lower a little bit as that, and we want to start getting next season. We'd say we want to be in a title race all the way to the wire. You know, I think that should be next season's goal, is rebuild, win the league, go take the absolute bare minimum next season is title race. Not winning the league should be there as well, I think, realistically, but title race. Do you know what I mean? We've not defended our title in the slightest this season. Albeit we've got 4 in a row, it's fantastic, yes. But there's been 0 defence of this 4th title. It's just been absolutely thrown out. We've just got rid of it. We've thrown it in the bin, whether Arsenal, Liverpool want to start bin dipping, Liverpool, in our bins to try and pick out that Premier League trophy that we've just thrown out the fucking window. Whoever wants it, go and grab it. It's there for you. We don't want it. We clearly don't want it. Someone else go and get it. And whoever's going to go rummaging around our bins, they've got themselves a Premier League trophy. Probably Liverpool, because that suits them. So, taking pop shots at Liverpool while they're 600 fucking points ahead of us in the Premier League title. Oh, it's not good. It's not a good time to be a City fan. Anyway, enjoy your Christmas. There's going to be a few days on and off again for my personal circumstances in terms of my living situation. It's not permanent. We are all over the place, me and my family at the minute, because we've got building going on around us and stuff. We're trying to move house. A lot of you already know that, but I want to keep people who don't know that in tune with what I'm doing. I'll be there for the watch-along and hopefully for a couple of videos in between now and Boxing Day. But I will be there for the watch-along against Everton, of course. So yeah, take care, enjoy your Christmas. I know it seems stupid to even say that, but enjoy your Christmas, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.